Oh, is it? Boom. Get to it.
Hello, welcome back to Bold Will Hold podcast.
Bold will hold.
As you can tell, it's just the ladies today.
Womp womp.
We're missing our two guys because one's got the sickies, and one is bringing back a guest artist that we had this entire week back to the airport. Mm-hmm. So we thought we'd entertain y'all this Sunday. We've been gone for a couple weeks. We had the Chicago convention, and then we had, like I was just mentioning, the guest artists. So,
Come
hi,
on down. The price is right.
Braxton's joining us. So we are finally back at it again. Happily so.
Yeah.
How was the convention? I didn't get to go because I was on a cruise.
Was baller.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. Definitely like my favorite Chicago show yet.
Excuse me?
I was just so confused. Anyways.
The audio sounds great.
Good. Yeah, from what I could tell, it seemed like super busy this year.
Yeah, I did a bunch of glitter tats all weekend. I think aside from like some initials I did behind this couple's ears, I literally did glitter all weekend.
Yeah.
It was baller. SpongeBob. I finally got to do SpongeBob tats at the convention. Every year somebody asks me for a SpongeBob tat, but they're always asking me when I'm already doing a tattoo. And I'm like, maybe in a couple hours, and then they never come back, and then I never get to do it.
Because people need that instant gratification.
But I did a Bubble Buddy, and then while I was doing Bubble Buddy, somebody wanted the SpongeBob Band-Aid, so I got to do that. I got to do cactic on Braxton's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you were like a human canvas.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then at one point in time, the table fell.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
No.
Yeah.
It just completely collapsed.
While you were tattooing him?
Yeah, he like went to go sit down on the. We like took a break, and then when he went to go sit down on the bed, the legs must not have been locked the way they were.
Oh no, they were locked. It was just because it rocked. It rocked itself out of the lock.
Ooh.
Yikes.
And went reverse and just.
Yeah, there's no graceful way of getting up onto tattoo beds either. So
No.
you're always bouncing.
Yeah. Why is it like they know what you're doing on it and they give you the?
I'm
most
just glad
rickety
that you like
thing.
fell in a way that you didn't end up hurt.
Yeah.
Because like those are some hard ass floors. Imagine if your arm was like under the bed or something.
Oh my god.
Oh my
I told her I
god.
was like, as long as I had a cushion
was
to
that?
fall on, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Oh, we're closed.
We are
actually
closed.
Unfortunately, Charlie,
Well,
we're
I can't
closed.
unplug the lights. So.
We could just
should've
do the
been like-
podcast in the dark.
I'll book you an appointment right now. What do you want?
I'll tattoo you on the sidewalk.
Work here. What?
See, we're just bussing. People are coming after hours to get
Yeah,
tattooed.
for real.
It doesn't help that our open sign is still on, but
It's connected to the lights.
Yeah.
We're all too we're too short.
we are
to
too
get
short
up
to
there.
reach that.
Oh, that's a Miklo. Miklo, you got the height over there. The switch is
Get
actually
in
right there. You see that
here.
white switch?
We should just get a piece of paper to put over the open sign that says JK for these moments.
Yeah, JK-ish.
Yeah, there you go.
Get an on air. So yeah, okay, continue. Sorry, we got
Yeah,
off
so
track.
convention was fun. You got to do a
Convention,
lot of
fun,
glitter.
good time.
I
party.
saw all the other artists got to do
Yeah.
quite a few
We
things.
had Easy Tiger, we had Bill and oh my god, I cannot think of her name. Caitlin, I believe. Yes, Caitlin.
Cool
they were
peeps,
there.
cool
We were all
peeps.
kind of like split up, so that was a little weird for us because it was me and Jordan, Easy Tiger, Bill and Caitlin, and then like
Britton
Britton
and
and
Kyle.
Kyle.
Well, that's good because then you're kind of ensuring that everyone's grouped together.
Yeah, and it was just nice to like split everybody up and
Yeah, I
get
get
to
tired
chat.
of you fuckers
You know.
after a while.
No, for real. Like we are together every other event during the year. Get away from me, please.
Yeah. I saw like Britton got to do a lot of his deconstructive stuff, which I'm sure he greatly appreciated.
Yeah, it was a fun convention for
heaven.
sure. It went by so fucking fast.
So fast.
Like, usually I'm out for at least 4 or 5 smoke breaks just to keep my sanity each day. And I think I only went for, like, 2 smoke breaks the entire fucking weekend. Because it was just like that.
I'm jelly. I love doing the conventions, and I missed it this time. But we're going to have another opportunity at the Cincinnati Villain Arts Convention the last weekend in May.
Oh,
So jealous.
why can't we see the comments? I see him on my phone, but I don't see him over here.
Uh-oh.
Sam's in the chat. Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, Sam and Sam.
Sam and Sam. S&S.
She said, girls' night!
Yes, so we'll be doing the Cincinnati Villain Arts Convention. I believe it's the 30th
May.
through 1st.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely starts on the 30th.
Yeah, May 30th.
30th, 31st, 1st.
And it's going to be myself, Cheyenne, Britton, and Jordan. So the podcast crew. Right?
Yeah,
Awesome.
true.
Podcast
So
crew.
Podcast
Maybe we'll do a
crew.
podcast episode in the convention.
That
That'd
would
be insane.
require
Probably not.
the 4 of us to know what we're doing. And I don't think that we do. We just show up and talk.
Yeah.
We
That's
were
what
going to
these
try
guys
to
are
do
for.
it on Sunday even at the convention, and it was just so chaotic. We were like, dude, there's going to be no room. There's
Yeah.
gonna be nothing.
Yeah.
Like, let's just not
Yeah.
do it.
Let's be real here. That was my fault.
Yeah,
Chicago.
well,
No, Sunday
Everyone
is
was
always the
busy.
worst day
Everyone
to even
was
fucking
doing
do
something.
everything.
Everyone's like ready to get out of there.
I was on my way home. I was 2 minutes away from home. We hit a bump. I heard my car go boom, and it drugged me 2 lanes over because my tire exploded.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
It did. Yeah, but no,
I
everyone.
feel that. I've been
everyone
through
was
so many
exhausted.
tires in my life. It's
Yeah,
honestly
but
embarrassing.
come Sunday on a convention, you don't want to do anything. You don't even want to load your stuff back up to go home.
Oh yeah,
No.
that was rough.
But
I mean, shit. We all fucking. I tattooed all day Sunday anyhow.
It's true though. She did. I mean, fuck, all you
Did
guys
the
did.
dang thing. Yeah, we were slanging.
Yeah, slinging tats, dude. In the words of Jordan Clough,
Mm-hmm.
getting them yats.
Yaddies.
Yatties.
Yatter days.
Yeah, dude, you getting them yatter days, bro?
No.
Shotgun them Saturdays.
yeah, I'm definitely jelly.
Ooh, that means we're gonna be back in Ohio. You know, Ohio's for lovers. Lots of love out there.
Oh,
Circle back to one of our first episodes
We did Cleveland. Oh my God,
last year.
yeah,
In February.
and that was super fun.
Yeah.
I loved Cleveland. I had a really good time.
Slay.
And so we're gonna be somewhat closer to that.
So,
Cincinnati.
is there like, when you guys do conventions, is there like a certain demographic that gets like a certain style of tattoos in a certain area? Do you know what I mean? Is there like
Yeah.
a certain areas that get certain tattoos?
I think so, because, like, when we went to... Did you go to Indy with us?
I visited in Indy. I didn't tattoo
Okay.
in Indy.
So, like, Indy was pretty much a fucking bust for everybody. Like, not just us shop-wise, like, all of the artists
yeah.
that went there, except for Britton. He did so much deconstructed when we were in Indy, and it's just, like everybody there fucked with the deconstructed. But then, like, we've gone other places, and, like, nobody even
Yeah,
understood
and-
what the deconstructed
yeah,
was.
In
And, like,
Cleveland, deconstructed wasn't popular, but in Indy, his stuff popped off.
yeah.
Wow.
So it's weird. Honestly, you
I
never
think
really fucking know.
Yeah, I think it's
Wow.
it's kind of weird, but like Chicago and Indy are definitely more artsy. And then when we went to Cleveland, they're definitely more into the niche things, like goofy things. I noticed like random stuff that I had that I wouldn't expect people to get.
Wow.
Yeah,
People were getting.
I do some crazy tats in Ohio.
Ohio, yeah.
Fucking fruit salad. I do a lot of ass tats when I'm in Ohio.
Yeah.
Every time. There's at least one.
But I always think like I'm doing my more standard designs in Chicago.
Fair enough. I just didn't know if there was like certain a certain demographic that gets a certain style in certain places.
I don't know. I feel like we haven't branched out like enough to really.
I think we're just starting to really spread out now.
Yeah.
And try new things. Like I really would love to do a Colorado convention.
I was about to ask, would you guys be willing to go like West Coast,
Yeah,
East
definitely.
For
Coast?
sure.
You know?
I mean, when I went to Oregon, I had quite a few just random people that booked appointments. I think, it's hard to compare that to my guest spot in Ohio because I already have clients out in Ohio. So, like, I didn't really have time to book other people or even try to book people that I didn't already know. But when I went out to Oregon, I had nothing in my books. And I did a bunch of fucking tattoos, a bunch of Band-Aids, and just cute little cartoony shit. But, like, everyone out there does a very similar style to what I do. So, obviously, the people out there are getting that style.
Yeah, it was, I would definitely want to do Colorado, for sure.
That'd be fun.
Even, like, I don't know. I'd be down for even, like, Texas, maybe, too, because I think that's, like, a larger one.
Y'all can go
I'd be
meet
so
Area
down.
de Jesus down in the
Oh,
Fort Worth
fuck
area.
that shit. I'm gonna go
Raid her
Catch
shop.
her
Can you insert a
outside.
CGI tear on my face right now? I blocked that bitch the other day, just so everyone knows. I suggest you do the same.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing her content pop up.
She popped up
anywhere.
on my Instagram. Like, if you tamper my TikTok, that's one thing. I'm never fucking on TikTok, but, like, don't fuck with my Instagram algorithm. I saw her name. I didn't even see her name at first. I just saw literally 0.2 seconds of a clip, and I knew what the fuck was up, and I immediately clicked blocked.
Yep.
Fair
Yeah, I'm
Mm-mm.
tired of seeing that. I, like, don't even
Mm-mm.
interact with the content anymore in hopes that it doesn't show up in my feed.
Yeah, I try, but then I forget I follow her on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
you're-
that'll
you're
do
one
it.
of- You're part of the problem here.
Why?
Because she thinks she's hot shit because
Nah,
she's
dude.
got followers.
I comment on it all the time. And be like,
Yeah, but you
"This
don't have
is
to follow
ass."
her to do that.
No, I don't. But I do it because I want to see how every time.
'Cause you
I wanna
support
be
her
That guy. No, I
in
want
her
to be that guy that
business.
she knows. Like,
Mm.
oh, that guy. As soon as
Mm.
she sees a comment and it's my profile picture, I want her to know, like, fuck. That
This
is what I
guy
say.
again.
Yeah, exactly.
You should put Lucifer in your profile picture. That'll really set her off.
Ariel de Jesus, welcome to Beelzebub.
Yeah. She tattoos for Christ, bro.
She's the creed of tattoo.
Yeah, pretty much.
She literally, that's what she advertises. But,
Should see her billboard. It's a great billboard.
oh my god, I've seen that. That billboard's crazy.
It's wild, man. But
Anyway,
yeah.
no more airtime for
Yes,
that girl.
yes.
But,
I digress.
yeah, some more conventions to come this year. Oh, and we had our guest artist,
Yeah, Happy Kane. Boop, boop.
He stayed here with us for about a week from Italy on his little U.S. tour.
Yeah,
Was
last
popping-
stop.
Yeah, we were his last stop. And everyone should go give him a follow. His work's, like, dope. Cheyenne got
Happy
tattooed by
Kane
him.
with a K. Yeah, I could show y'all. I'm a little flaky.
It's funny because it's dope.
It's literally
too-
dope.
yeah, it's literally
dope.
Boom.
Yeah.
There you go. Fresh little nuggies.
Very, like, trad reminiscent. You got some party dots in there. That
Oh, yeah.
color is
It's a fucking party,
saturated.
bro.
I know, right? I said the same thing.
is
when
so
she was
in
like,
there.
God, he put that
Yeah.
shit in there.
Filler.
Yeah,
perfect.
so it was so much fun hanging out with him. For
He
the
did a
past
Sheba
week.
Bong on Marlisa.
Yeah.
He did a Bluebird joint on Jordan.
Hello Kitty joint on Jordan's wife.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it
lots
was
of
a Hello
cats.
Kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He did a Lucky Cat on Rolo yesterday.
I saw that he popped in earlier. Were you even roll up to him?
Yeah, but I didn't see his
Oh.
tat.
Yeah,
I was tattooing my mom.
but yeah, it was so much fun. Hopefully, we can have more international guest artists here because
Yeah.
that was a lot.
Let us know who the fuck you want to come through.
Sucks. I wish he would have stayed so we could have him on this.
Yeah.
I know
Been able
he
to talk to
literally
him.
left like a
A
couple,
couple hours ago.
ago.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, it'd be cool if he could stay on the podcast.
It would have been awesome.
Well, Jordan said we were supposed to have Bill on, but one of these days we'll get around to it. I think
What
it's
the
like
hell,
second
Bill?
time. Well, what the hell, Jordan?
Yeah.
That's why.
Jordan's not even here.
Jordan's not here. That's why Bill's probably not here.
But yeah, that's where we've been the last couple weeks.
We've been just doing the dang thing,
Yeah.
you know?
It's true. It's true.
But today's game plan, what we kind of wanted to talk about was a little bit. I think it was the last podcast episode. We kind of talked about, focused in a little bit on Cheyenne and I and our like experiences
Starting out.
specifically just being girls, you know. And we kind
Girls.
of talked about like in general what our experiences have been, but we kind of wanted to go a little bit more in depth, at least into getting into tattooing, because I think a lot of people are a little apprehensive just because of stigmas surrounding being a girl in the industry. And then we kind of wanted to talk about too just the general differences between, I mean, Cheyenne's got a few years on me as far as tattooing, so differences between, you know, self-marketing, our styles, techniques, how we were raised in the industry and things like that. So I don't know, do you want to get into kind of like your experiences getting into the industry?
Yeah. I think we talked a little bit about it last time. I don't know if I got much into it. I
Mhm.
think another story started unrolling as I was talking
Which
into
happens.
it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, my first apprenticeship was not here, and it was awful. It took me a while to realize that it was awful, though. But I will say, like, had me so fucked up in the head that I almost didn't continue pursuing tattooing because it was such a toxic and terrible environment that I was like, if this is what it's like, I don't want any part of this. Like, no, thank you. And thank God for COVID, because then we just shut down and I just never went back after that. But I think a question I get asked probably more than anything, I have a lot of people approach me that are girls that want to get into tattooing, but they're scared, or they've had an instance where they started an apprenticeship somewhere and, you know, people were creepy or things were really toxic or whatever, and it kind of like scares them away. But I think, you know, we're kind of a good example over here. Because like I said, I almost didn't fucking tattoo after that. I was like, fuck all that shit. I don't want to be around these kind of people, just because I thought that's how it would be everywhere. But
Vaguely, do you want to roughly and very like whisper some things that maybe have gone down, and because I think it's important to show like an extremity one way or the
Oh
other.
yeah, for sure.
definitely. I mean,
Because I didn't have any experience like that, whereas you did.
well, yeah, it was. I mean, it was toxic for a lot of different reasons. You know, drug and alcohol addiction being a factor
Not
into
you,
it.
other
Not me. Yeah.
people.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I think I only worked there for maybe not even 6 months before COVID, and I was like, yeah, there's no way I can go back. But I mean, I was a client before. I kind of just got offered the apprenticeship, which should have been red flag number 1. Really, if someone's just like offering you an apprenticeship, never seen your artwork before, like just based off of some combos you've had in your 2 times that you got tattooed by them, probably not a good idea. You know, you're probably about to get thrown to the wolves, which is exactly what happened to me. I wasn't allowed to fucking like practice on anybody. It wasn't or not anybody. Let me rephrase that. I wasn't allowed to practice on anything. Fucking fake skin, fruits, vegetables.
is.
No,
They
my
went-
poor fucking mother has so many bad
First.
tattoos from me because that was just what I had to do. Like, just, you know, knowing now what I didn't know then, like the cleanliness of that place is fucking foul. Like, I don't know how the place is even open still to this day. Like, the fucking inner relationships, again, not anything that I was involved with, but when you're fucking at work every fucking day, you have to deal with this person and their shit and fighting amongst, you know, employees. That I'm not talking just like arguing, I'm talking like candy cane beating the door down. Like, it's the holiday season, chill the fuck out. But yeah, just a bunch of crazy, toxic, violent fucking shit. And not even just that, like their work wasn't even really, you know, that up to par. I was finishing.
It wasn't good.
I was
something
finishing my
that-
mentor's tattoos because
Jesus.
And
who
it's
knows
not
where they were
something you always recognize until you get into learning how to
Yeah.
tattoo, that where you
Oh,
can
yeah.
be like, oh yeah, there's scratchers.
yeah, you think you know
Yeah.
what good tattoos are until you like actually are
Yeah.
surrounded by good tattoos all the time. And
I
you're
feel like that can
shit.
even be the case from like a client point of view. They can go to a place for so long, they're loyal to that place, and then one day they decide, hey, I'm just gonna try out this other artist, and they're like, damn, I've been getting tattooed by this.
Yes.
Everything all good?
Hi.
I gotta monitor too much shit to be over there.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
But that, yeah, I feel like even clients can recognize when they've been. Oh my god,
Yeah.
sorry.
There's just a whole lot of fuck shit going on over there to sum it all. And yeah, after, I mean, COVID, and I like didn't have to work there. I think I like sat with myself for the first time in a while because I was the fucking shop bitch. I was working there, but I was also bartending and fucking waiting tables. So like, just was doing the most. So COVID, I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? This is crazy.
And you got like scouted
Yeah,
by
Jordan
Jordan.
kind of.
Oh shit.
Jordan did.
But he was like,
Hit me
well,
up.
we can't have you tattooing right off the bat.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. I technically I've worked here for almost 5 years now. I think I'll be 5 years in like September. And I spent 2 years front desk apprenticeship in between because I've only been graduated for like 3 years.
Yeah, I think you had graduated like a few months before I came in as an apprentice. Because when did you graduate? In like February?
February
Of
yeah.
22?
I think so. Yeah.
And I came in
Yeah.
in September of 22
Yeah.
as an apprentice.
Yeah, that sounds about right because
Yeah.
Justin was brought in before I was quite finished. So checks out.
Yeah. That's like vastly different than what I experienced coming
Well, yeah.
into it. I got to immediately go into a healthy environment, and I even know like other artists that came in around the same time as me in other shops that had just like a easy breezy beautiful cover girl experience with their apprenticeship. Like
Maybe it's Maybelline.
yeah. Like they did, you know, there was actual value in like teaching the art and not so much I guess taking advantage of the person for like free labor and
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like
exactly what they were trying to do to my ass.
that. Yeah. Which by all means pay your dues. Everyone before you had to do it, so why not, you know, show
Yeah.
that, you know, take initiative and show that you're here on business too, but to an extent, right? Like, because you're going into it for a career, you're going into it to learn, and if I'm spending 95% of my day here just, like, being your bitch and
Yeah.
cleaning the ground with
And
toothbrushes
just be nice
and
to
stuff.
me.
But if I'm spending, you know, 95% of my day doing that, like, what am I gaining from this?
Yeah.
But thankfully, I didn't have to do anything like that. But I wanted
Yeah,
to
for
go
sure.
into
Shout out to Jordan for scooping me up there.
Scooping me
Yeah,
up.
for real. Because I was like, man, I don't fucking know. Like, y'all are crazy. He's like, it's not like that. And then I came here and I was like, obviously, like one of the first girls to get here and stick around and not like, you know, just in and out, whatever.
Well, and I
But
feel like a lot of any girl that has worked in this shop prior was just
front desk.
front desk.
Yeah.
So really one of the first. There technically was another girl artist in here before you were tattooing, but it did not last long.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So really you're
Doesn't
the
count.
first. Yeah, it doesn't count. You have to have a 90-day.
Right.
permanency
You
before
couldn't
it
even make it
counts.
that, so it's null and void.
So really the
90-day
first.
return policy.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
The first female artist in Bluebird.
Period.
Period.
And I used to get, like, when I first started here, people would ask me all the time, like, it's not weird working with a bunch of dudes. Obviously, these people don't know me very well because I am
You are
basically a dude. But it was never, like, it's never, ever been weird. No one here has ever made me feel any type of way. Like, I've just felt like family, and we all have each other's backs. No weird shit. If there's weird shit, run.
Every work
That's our
environment,
message.
it does not matter where you go. There is always drama. There is always something going on.
Yep.
That everyone is always stressed, and you can't help but project things onto other people. But at the end of the day, like, we don't freaking threaten each other with objects,
Right. Candy canes.
candy canes.
4-foot candy canes.
You know, we're always uplifting each other and supporting each other. Just because I think you did something annoying, so I'm not gonna quit and go cry about it, you know.
Right.
It's like-
But, like, that's part of, like,
it's
the family thing.
Literally
you know?
part of life.
You get over it.
But
I think I just work in a toxic work environment because I've done all of those things.
Yeah.
you've hit people with candy canes.
I've threatened people with dig wands. I've threatened people with pipe wrenches,
Yeah.
a bottle of water.
That'd be a trade thing.
Bottle of water.
Oh yeah,
Well,
oh yeah,
whoa, yeah.
oh yeah. Motherfucker had a poop ass attitude, and I threw a fucking bottle of water at him.
Boy,
Poop
fuck him.
hat.
Fuck him.
Poop
He sucks. He sucks with us. Yeah, fuck him.
But I know, like, I do know of like other female artists who had like a similar entrance into the industry and then like kind of freaked out and ended up like opening like their own studios, private studios for one, or opening like all girls studios.
Yeah.
Was a lot of it like back in the day because all the old dudes were like misogynists?
Well, yeah. I mean, most apprenticeships, like it's pretty rare to like find a shop owner that doesn't have that mentality right now. But like they all had to go through hell to get through their apprenticeships. Like Chris has told me how he had to like wash his mentor's motorcycle and like
For like what
Just
reason?
like stupid ass, dumb
yeah.
ass shit.
Same
And
thing-
if
I
you
only had
didn't-
like 6 months of that,
If
and
it's
that was like,
loyalty,
I was
you
like,
could
fuck that.
right off.
Yeah.
I'm already
the
here.
same thing.
Yeah.
The same thing happens when you're in the trades, and the explanation that I got
Exactly.
that makes the most sense is if you're gonna bitch at me over the little shit, when everything is falling apart around you and you are watching the gates of hell open in front of your face, I'm not looking to you to help me through this.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
Right,
gonna
but like,
bitch
why
about
am I
small
doing your
shit-
grocery shopping
Yeah.
for your
A
house?
lot
What does
of
that have to do with
Right,
tattooing?
right.
Now, granted, it's different. I'm not washing motorcycles.
Right,
or
that's what I'm
anything else
saying.
like
Yeah.
That's
but-
Wax
totally
on,
different.
wax
But,
off,
like,
There's
motherfucker.
a difference between like being nitpicky about cleaning, like and within the shop itself, because at the end of the day, that is something you're going to have to deal with. Whether or not you need me to go pick you up lunch every single fucking day, it's for free, and I'm paying
that's-
for your meal.
That's
It's like a
also the
different
difference
story.
between, like a good shop owner and a shitty shop
Yeah.
owner, because
Yeah,
a good shop owner,
for sure.
they are going to make you shop bitch in the form of probably like the stocking the needles, making sure we have
Absolutely.
everything that we need, so you know what the fuck you're dealing with on a daily basis
Always.
and where it's all at.
Yeah.
But if I'm washing your fucking motorcycle, I'm an indentured servant. I'm not an apprentice.
You-
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
It's almost like I think, especially then when that happened, that owner specifically just kind of wanted this big power grab and loved showing authority. And back then, like tattoo artists, back then I mean like the 90s and early 2000s, tattoo artists were just like fucking dicks. Like everyone hated them. I swear to God, they scared clients. They half of them, like we have like a notorious local artist that is like known, well, is no longer around anymore, but was like known for just being a creep and like what else?
I had to sit and think about which one you were talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm not gonna name drop because I know he's
Yeah.
like still like beloved around here, but like I've had clients who like dealt with him when they were first getting tattooed, and he was just really inappropriate with them. Like overall, things are drastically different, but
Yeah.
I forgot where I was originally going with that.
I mean, like for you guys in your career, like the closest you can get to it would be blue collar. Like I'm not gonna mind my mouth while I'm at work because this is a different place of business, but I'm also not gonna be a creep, and I'm not going to like. I still, this is still a business,
Yeah.
but it's a lot more lax on like.
Absolutely.
It's not an office position. Like if you walk into the
There's
shop
no
at any
HR
moment,
here.
Yeah.
I'll say, if
What do you
walk-
mean?
Sorry, Cheyenne is HR.
We have the best HR in the planet.
Yeah. You have to definitely know your boundaries with the people you work with, but everyone here is pretty chill. We all mess around and joke
Yeah,
with
just
each
don't be
other.
like, don't be a fucking creep.
Yeah.
You know? It's really easy. Just don't be a fucking weirdo.
What did you ask? That's where I was
What?
going with that. You asked us like,
She's like, I'm
Oh,
still
what?
trying to figure it out. Where were we?
I think I asked, like back in the day, since it was mostly like a male-dominated place,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like, cause
yeah.
back in the day, I mean, shit, the '90s and early 2000s is what 20 and 30 years old now, something like that. Somewhere around there, somewhere around those
Yeah.
numbers.
I'm
But I'm-
turning 30 in August.
Right.
So yeah.
So like a lot of
Whoop
those
whoop.
guys, I'm sure, have the old school mentality, especially who they were taught by. You know,
Mhm.
I'm sure like the misogyny was there for, and I'm talking for like women getting in to the tattoo business.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm sure that
Well,
was
there wasn't
a,
a
factor,
whole lot
right?
of that happening, I think, then either. Like, if they were getting into the industry, like, you had icons like Kat Von D and stuff like that around then, and she was, like, super heavily sexualized still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Still.
you know, no one was really fucking paying attention to her artwork. They cared more about her reality TV show
Yeah.
and how she looked
True.
than her actual, like, art.
I will say though, on the topic of Kat Von D and looks, I've never been so shell-shocked in my life than when she released her concealer line and the ad was her being tattooless. Like that was weird. I
Yeah.
stared at that picture for an hour. Like this doesn't feel right. Like
Yeah.
Wrong.
This is all sorts of wrong.
But you can't get better advertising on the face of this planet other than that. Like, oh, that shit works.
Yeah, I think in the last, 20 years, tattooing has become way more about the art and a lot less about the act and, the people in the industry and just, the aesthetic of being a tattoo artist. I feel like now it's way more
Yeah,
about
you
the
really have
It's
all
cool.
walks of life tattooing
Yeah.
now.
Which is cool.
Mhm.
Which is cool.
It is cool.
It's always nice to see any industry take a shift into a different perspective or something else like that. Because, change is going to happen. You're either going to fight against it or you're going to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Period.
you're either going to be left behind or you're going to keep going. But
Ariana Grande.
yeah, when this place doesn't look like a dingy biker tattoo
No.
shop.
Yeah.
It honestly what I think a
Basement
tattoo
of the
shop
bar.
should look like. There's
Mhm.
artwork everywhere.
Yeah.
Every single place you turn, there's inspiration for something,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I've always liked about this shop.
Yeah, I remember being a kid and watching so many movies and shows, and every time they showed a tattoo parlor, dude, it was
It's
always
the fucking nastiest
Yeah,
place you've ever.
dude.
It's
Dude's
a
got a fucking
dumpster.
cigarette in his mouth,
Straight up.
bare-handing tattooing.
No fucks given in
no
the world.
fucks given, dude. Bikers everywhere.
Have you
It's
ever
all
seen,
dark.
Have you ever seen The Hangover?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
they
The
was
kid,
tattooing
yes.
that 7-year-old with a cig in his mouth.
That's what I picture all the time.
So
And,
I
you
will
know,
say though, on the topic of tattoo and mainstream media, there was a really weird span in the early 2000s where people were making very weird movies about tattoos, and it was mostly I think it was Dimension was the movie company, but I still have it at home. It's an entire movie. It is 2.5 hours long
Oh, that's too
about
much.
a possessed tattoo needle.
Amazing.
2.5 hours is too much.
2.5
Sounds like
hours.
something you'd watch on Creep Show or something.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was a B-rate movie, but there was a really weird string of just a bunch of these being released. It was just
We're just trying to brainwash everyone into wanting tattoos. Actually,
That's actually why everyone has tattoos now. It's because of that movie.
Yo. Could you imagine?
I think it was
CIA
called
got us, bro.
I think it was called The Tattooist or something like that. He steals an old
it's
tattoo
fucking
needle.
Pinocchio, but with a tattoo.
Yeah, pretty much. And
Yeah.
every
Artist
tattoo that he
instead of
gave
Geppetto.
with this needle, it would try to it was a weird Samoan guy was trying to finish the tattoo, and that was the ghost. And so you'd be oh, so you just feel the pain of a tattoo? Why are you killing yourself over this?
Yeah. Hey, at least they got
Math's
the
not
lore
mathing.
right.
I mean, if I had to feel a lifetime of getting a tattoo, I'd probably not want to.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is it your lifetime or is it just to finish the tattoo?
So it was a weird way to tie everything into the Samoan culture of tribal tattoos.
Uh-huh.
If you got a tattoo with this needle, a spirit Samoan tattooer would finish the tribal.
Word.
Wow.
Word. I like that.
Wow.
I was I remember being younger,
Me,
watching
when
this,
I
going
finished
this
my
movie's
mom's
so
tattoo
badass. And then I
earlier, I
rewatched it.
kept
I was
doing
like,
that
this
shit.
is garbage.
I literally just stopped and I was like, wow.
You just hit her with a wow real quick.
Yeah, it was an amazing tattoo.
Wow.
It was.
I did a Michael Myers on my mom today, and it said just the tip. And we did it in rainbow.
It's so beautiful.
Rainbow glitter, of course.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
But
as
yeah,
they say.
I finished that shit and I just stepped back. Wow.
You guys are crazy, man. I swear.
Clip that, chat.
Yeah. Clip the Owen Wilson wow.
Wow.
So then, what is the advice you would give, a woman and or a girl? Because it's so funny. There was a mom and daughter that came up to the convention. She was 13.
That happens once a convention.
Yeah.
Every time someone
Yeah, I've had
comes up and asks, it's most of the time it's a mom and daughter situation, and the daughter's too afraid to ask questions. But yeah, that happened at Ohio too, except for the girl had a story. There was a shop that she went into and she got assaulted,
I think I was there
and
for that conversation.
and I basically kind of just told her what we talked about earlier, don't, if this is truly what you want to do, get out there and fucking get it.
Yeah.
Just find the right place. And
Nothing is ever going to be easy for getting into the well, some people it's easy for getting into the industry, but especially not for girls. So
yeah,
I mean, just don't give up. I don't know. Just keep pursuing it if it's something you really want to do.
yeah.
Never give up.
Never give up.
Just
Just
Never back
do
down.
it.
To infinity and beyond.
But Yeah, I think in Chicago I actually tattooed a girl that was like in the process of trying to get apprenticeships, which is why she was at the convention. Was she was kind of scoping out like local shops and wanted to talk to people. But we just like sat down, and while I was tattooing her, she was just like, we were looking at her portfolio pieces, and I was just telling her like tips that Jordan had given me when I first showed my portfolio and stuff. Like, I literally left after I showed my portfolio and cried in my car. I was like, damn, what am I doing?
I didn't think I was going to get the job.
Me either.
They straight up were like, yeah, yours is the worst portfolio. Like, the other two had way better portfolios than you. And I was like, well, that's because I know so much.
Be persistent, though. If that's like one thing about
no, for real,
Cheyenne and I both, is that we were so persistent about getting in.
Yeah. I literally was here at least once a week. I think.
You
like
guys
my
treated
initial.
Are you hiring as a threat?
Yeah, literally.
No, for real. It was like, I'm just gonna keep showing up till these motherfuckers are like, fine, you have the fucking job. But that's what I did. I came and got tattooed. Anytime I drew something new, I came in. I'm like, this is what I did today. What do you guys think? And I literally did that for like, I think 2 months. And they were like, fucking fine, you can have the job. Jesus Christ, just get to work.
I feel like that's read so much better, though, because, and I'm sure everyone fucking says this all the time, but you could be an amazing artist, but if you're lazy and you don't want to do shit, it doesn't even matter. If you're, you could be a mediocre artist, but put in the work, train, and just keep working at your art, and it will always get, you know, it's going to get better.
It's not my floor. It's not my problem.
Anyway,
just casually pulls out the chips.
That's. I feel like everyone.
This has just turned into a bold will hold mukbang.
ASMR. Everyone that I've talked to, I was like, I felt like my art wasn't that good, blah blah blah, but it just kept bothering them.
Yeah.
I imagine they're gonna judge you hard, man. Right.
And that's the thing too, like
they don't even have to. I'm just self-conscious enough to know that they don't like my shit.
They say, you know, this is pretty good. You fucking hate it. You fucking
Actually,
hate it.
your work's like fantastic. You want a job? Okay, I'll just go kill myself.
Yeah.
We've had instances in the past though where we've been looking for an apprentice and someone will come in and they'll have like a pretty decent portfolio and we'll give them feedback and then we're like, okay, you know, work on what we told you and then come back in a week or whatever and show us what you got and we'll go from there. And then they just like never come back. Like asking them to draw a couple more things and take a week is like doing the most. It's like, okay, well clearly you don't want it that bad.
Yeah.
I think like too, it's like a turn off because like I mentioned earlier, like instant gratification, people who like already think that their artwork is great just think that they should be accepted on the spot, you know.
Yeah.
And don't.
Well, and that's the thing too, is
that's like weeding out the weak, you know. When you tell them go back, work on this, and come back, it shows that they have initiative.
Yeah.
If they don't do that, it's like, well, then we don't fucking want you anyway.
Right. Yeah. You need
then
that
you should
drive.
be like, what can I improve on? It's never like, oh, here's my stuff. And I'll be like, all right, man, here's my stuff, but also tell me what I can improve on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Like right away.
Yeah, that's being cocky is like a turnoff, especially this early on. I was actually at another shop recently getting tattooed by a friend of mine, and they were talking about their new apprentice and how they felt like she just wasn't driving with this apprentice because it was that person was having issues just kind of acting like a know-it-all. Oh, I know this, and not taking any criticism or feedback. And that doesn't really go over very well in the tattoo industry. If you're not doing shit, you're out.
Well, and
no
art on paper and art on canvas and art on skin is all way fucking different. And that's probably like the biggest mix up of all. I literally have drawn since I can remember, and I've always painted, and when I started learning how to tattoo, I felt like I didn't know fucking shit and I had to learn how to draw all over again.
It's way different. And it doesn't matter if
Doesn't matter how good of a painter you are.
Yeah. I come in here every day and I'm relearning how to tattoo as soon as that needle hits the skin because everyone's skin's different, and as soon as I'm tattooing, I have to take that first like few minutes going, okay, this is my new path I need to take today because it's going to be different.
Yeah.
So you need to always be ready for that evolution, but
always learning.
Yeah, always.
Forever.
I think I brought up earlier like the all-female studios.
Yeah.
And that's sort of being a route that you can take if you're really uncomfortable working in a male-dominated environment. That's always an option, too. It does probably come with its own cons, you know.
I wouldn't be. I have nothing to really compare it to.
Yeah.
I feel like it's difficult because, I mean, obviously not every shop full of just men are gonna be fucking creepy and weird towards you.
Yeah.
But it's
hard.
also hard to find that. I mean, I knew about Bluebird because I always heard about Bluebird growing up. So like, I had been there before. I knew it was a safe space from that.
Yeah, just do your research. You know, go to the shops, feel them out, get tattooed at the shops. That's like the best way to like.
And in this
Get a
day and age
feeler.
too, I feel like it's a lot like, yeah, you can do research, you know, going on our website and looking at our pictures and descriptions and all of that, but like you can easily post on Facebook and ask, you know, people about
Straight up.
Bluebird Tattoo, and people will fucking tell you what they fucking think.
Yeah, we have an artist moving to Colorado who literally did that. A shop in Colorado reached out to him, was like, "Hey, we saw you're looking to transfer out here. You know, we'd love to have you." And he straight up like looked him up, found Reddit threads about how this dude's like a creep. Literally,
Reddit for the win,
yeah,
baby.
For real.
literally reached
Check Reddit.
reached out to an all-female shop in the area because the owner of that shop used to work for that person, and that owner said, "Do not be
Yeah.
associated with that artist." So he like totally dodged a bullet. So it is not that hard to find information on the shops and whether or not.
Mhm.
And even if you
Your
already
local
feel like you,
411 page.
yeah, literally. We should create like a "Is my artist a creep" thread.
Whole Facebook group for it.
Whole Facebook group.
Those groups are fun to just sit there and look through, like the "Are we dating the same guy" or girl pages.
Yeah, right?
Those are
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, it is.
But
It is.
We just start posting tattoo artists. Any red flags or tea?
No, actually, that'd probably, dude. First off, people would not like it, but also at the same time, I feel like people would be like, hell yeah.
The people that
let me
wouldn't
join
like it
it.
are the people that are probably going to be a fucking
Exactly.
creep.
Exactly.
Like the people that have a
Exactly.
problem
Damn it,
with
they're
it,
outing
like
me.
Yes, yes,
God.
that's who would not like it.
I can't be
yeah.
a creep in private anymore. I gotta be a public creep.
well, I mean, I have no problem. I'll do it. Hate
But-
me all you want to. Get in line. There's a lot of people that do.
The all-female shop's definitely an option, but don't be afraid to just like, not every male-dominated shops are gonna be creepy. Okay.
What do you think are some red flags when looking for an artist? Missing teeth instantly.
Hey.
Drives a Honda
Okay.
Civic.
I am missing several teeth, so what the fuck is the problem?
let me go back. Meth mouth specifically.
Thank you.
Actually, I had a client that I was doing like a cover up on this one piece that she was getting done. First of all, any artist that's tattooing out of their garage,
Red flag.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Kitchen.
It's not a private studio.
red
That's not
flags.
how that works.
No.
And then at the same time, like getting overly undressed for an area that you like. I don't need to take off my whole shirt to take a picture of like a collarbone tattoo, sir.
Right.
So that's a big red flag.
And also just trust your own gut. Like, if you're not feeling right about it, don't be afraid to, like, hurt someone's fucking feelings.
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah.
get out of that situation.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
cares? Especially when you're in something like this, which is getting tattooed is already so vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make it even worse for yourself,
Yeah,
you know?
No kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Just,
Well,
Oh,
what are
another
some more
red
red
flag.
flags?
Blindfolded tattoos.
oh yeah,
You
and
should
she's
probably
back.
Be able to see what's going on.
I die
The
more and
name
more
Ariel.
every time inside.
What,
Yeah, if their name is Ariel, red flag.
That has ties to
Talk-
the Bible.
Like, talking down to you when talking about the artwork that you're getting usually means that
being
they're probably
condescending.
they're probably insecure about their art in general, and so they feel like they have to be condescending towards you to make themselves seem like they just know better, but it's probably because they're not confident in their ability to do that. So I would just walk
True.
away from
Yeah.
that situation. No, every artist should be sitting down and going through everything, highly detailed with you, but
Well, first off, I gotta see your Instagram. I want to see pictures of your heel tattoos. I want to
Yeah.
see pictures of your fresh tattoos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to see all of it.
If they don't have their shit wrapped,
True.
machines, bags, trays, tables,
gloves?
Yeah,
armrests.
cleanliness is
No
huge.
gloves is crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy
I
work.
put gloves on top of gloves.
That,
Which
No,
good
I don't
habit
do
though.
that.
you
No,
can't double
really,
up your
if you
condoms. It
started.
doesn't work like that.
What do you mean?
I mean, I think it's depending.
Advice I ever heard when I was
Yeah.
What else? I feel like just being like,
Poor personal hygiene.
Oh yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna say that, or
absolutely.
they're reeking of fucking alcohol. dude.
Because I've been
Right.
around.
Like if they're clearly not
Inebriated.
sober,
Mhm.
red flag.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse throughout the day. Like if-
red flag if they say they can do it cheaper.
Yo, I heard the fucking the most truthful statement on this cast today is that right there,
Oh,
true.
yeah, my buddy, he could do it cheaper.
dude.
Red flag.
That's
go,
with
go on
everything.
get, Dan. Go on
Dude's-
get.
Dude's doing it with acupuncture needles.
What?
I'm
That's
sorry,
a
what?
thing?
No, I don't know.
Yo, could you imagine?
Just making things up.
Well, we just created our own side podcast.
Yeah, Haley, what have you been
Tattoo
doing?
Look what you just
Mythbusters.
started.
Today we're gonna try tattooing with acupuncture needles and a shotgun.
Just giving those dudes in prison a fucking idea for sure, dude.
Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, they're crazy.
The stuff that they'll rip apart in prison to make their own
Yeah.
tattoo machines.
Wild.
My favorite one
Hey,
is
they stick, though.
Yeah,
Those
they
tattoos
do.
ain't coming out.
No.
oh they.
St. Pete has
No,
butt
my
cheeks
dad's
on his
got
leg
my dad's got a
forever.
lot of prison tattoos and they just
True.
won't go away.
They won't. They're just there.
Red flag if it's a robot.
Yo, what?
Might
Dude, I went through the
drop.
car wash today. Crazy. It was like a robot car wash. It was fucking wild. I don't know why
Take
you
me
just
over.
like made me think of that. It was
Well,
really
I was-
weird. It had like it was just I don't even know how to explain it. It's just gonna sound stupid the more that I talk, so I'm
It's
not.
like-
but it was like this big robotic thing, and it just it like measures out where your car's at, and then it just sprays around. Like there's no brushes or spinny thingies. It's
Oh,
like
so it's a
straight
brushless.
jet water
Fun fact.
Good.
You wanna know
robot
how those
looking
work?
thing. Huh?
You want to know how those work? The soap is so acidic it eats through everything.
Well, it didn't even
So-
wash my car properly, so
Well,
fuck
they
you,
probably-
Family Express.
They probably didn't put the right soap in there, but yeah, if
Oh,
you go to
yeah.
a touchless car wash, like make sure like if they have the wax option, like get it because it eats away everything. That's why it works.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
use the right chemicals.
Yeah, if the mixture's right. It's kind of weird.
Anyways.
But on
Anyway,
the-
don't
Talking
get
about-
tattooed by a robot.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
And
or
see, it's
go to
double-edged
robotic
sword 'cause
car
I love-
washes
I love
because
technology,
you'll be disappointed.
and so I like it's cool, but also at the same time I know technology. So like halfway through
It will
that,
fail.
if any of those
Yeah.
sensors fail, you're getting a tattoo machine
Yeah.
through whatever you're getting
Yeah,
tattooed.
that's like my biggest thing. Like, yeah, what if
Some
the
Final
tattoo's fucked
Destination
up?
type
Oh well,
shit.
but what if it malfunctions? That's what I'm scared
Dude,
about.
yeah,
Getting decapitated
for real.
by a robot.
I'm not trying to get a needle
I'm
just
so
constantly
constantly
jammed in your fucking leg.
right in the jugular.
Could you imagine somebody actually like trusting the robot to like tattoo their neck?
Yeah.
Never
Oh, I'd
trust
do
a
it.
fucking robot.
Like
Nah.
I'd do it just to be the test subject because
Nah.
like, I don't care, but I
You
wouldn't
are the
trust it.
problem.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Pay me at least. That's all I ask.
Is the end of the stream.
He said, all right, I'm gonna stop it.
I will tell you right now, it's never going to work though because 3D
Yeah.
printers don't work, and there are so many
true.
different sensors on those damn things.
For sure.
For me to come back and it just be a pile of spaghetti, fuck you.
Yeah, yeah. We've got the AI. Do you though? Now,
they'll,
if-
Sweet.
they'll never be able
Mom
to.
spaghetti. Put on a sweater already.
Mom spaghetti, mom
nervous.
spaghetti, 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 mom spaghetti.
Remix.
What are some tattoo artists' green flags?
oh yeah.
Well,
And the crowd goes silent.
Yeah.
it's
Because
just
there's a
'cause I have
lot.
so many ideas.
Yeah.
there's a lot
Being
there.
me,
Yeah, right?
being Haley,
It's true.
Being
Honestly-
in a reputable shop.
Slay.
I was gonna say, from a client standpoint, if you're willing to talk through my anxieties about it, like
Yeah.
that's a green flag because I don't give it. There's always a fear because you're getting stabbed. Like you're paying someone to stab you, and then you get a piece of artwork at the end.
Yeah.
It's true.
Definitely, yeah, just their ability to make you feel comfortable overall is like the biggest green flag. But being forward, like upfront about the entire process, pricing, pain, placement, telling you if something's not going to look good in a certain spot.
Yeah, willing to work with you.
Yeah, because they're trusting you.
Or
They're
like,
trusting you for everything.
We had a client in this morning who wanted what was it, geometrical, just like really basic shit on her arm, and some tattoo artist told her that she was too tiny to get it done.
Oh yeah, the girl I tattooed
What?
this morning.
What?
She's small. She's maybe a little bit shorter than me with narrow forearms, and she wanted a really simple geometric design with like stipple shading, like a mountainscape on it. Super easy peasy. It was probably a little diamond shape, and 3 different artists had told her that her arms were too small and they couldn't do it. I just straight up told her, I was like, it's because they didn't want to do it. It's not me.
Right.
Like, you are not the problem at
That was the
all.
equivalent of like going to the mechanic and they tell you it's $10,000.
Yeah.
Not wanting to do
Like
it.
even if it was, too big or whatever, like then you work on
Right.
finding
If
a
you're
solution on
if
how to
you're
get what you
incapable
want.
of figuring out how to fit that design to that client's arm, like
Red flag.
red flag. Come on. That is like the basic shit you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all, like, the whole shop went silent when she said that.
Yeah,
We're
we
all like,
literally all tuned in so fast. We were
We're
like,
like,
what? What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Who are these shops?
Anyone was
Give
using
us
a coil
names,
machine, just
places.
went, eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Jay's foot was off that pedal.
Yeah. So hold up.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, that was good that you brought that up. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
But that was just
crazy.
like, and I don't know. I feel like you can always tell, like, there's gonna be a vibe when you find like a good artist that you mesh well with. Like, I feel like everyone I tattoo, I'm friends with them all. We're laughing and giggling the whole time. Like, I'm having a grand old time. If it's like super uncomfortable, now, given you do have those clients that are just like I have a handful of clients that I feel like hate me because they're silent.
Yep.
They're so silent the whole time.
Too real, dude.
Don't say a single word. Don't make any comments. Like, usually clients are like, oh, it's looking so good. They're just sitting there like,
Yeah, you just have like no idea what
And
they're
you're
even
like-
thinking at all.
you're sweating. And then at
Yeah.
the end of it, they're
like,
like,
oh my god, they hate it.
$4,000 tip.
This is amazing. Thank you. I'm like, I've literally been crying every time that I've taken a break.
I literally ran and cried in my car every break.
Some
But
people
it's
are
so
just like
funny
that.
though. No, and they are, and it's like she said, those people that just have me sweating. I'm like, oh my god, they fucking hate it. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing too much. Like they don't like it. Oh my god. Then they like at the end they're like, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Here's
Well-
all the money that I have to
Yeah.
my name. Like
Literally, my client today, I always
Hurts
am
my brain.
nervous tattooing her, my later client, because she's just silent the entire time I tattoo her. She's also just got that a very kind of masculine like energy that's already feels like, I don't know, scary to me. But
She
and-
seemed cool.
yeah, she's dope. I love
Yeah.
her, and she always gets like the coolest pieces. I see her every fucking month, and I still every time I'm like, she fucking hates
Dude,
this
I'll
tattoo.
give you. I'll
I'm
give you my
literally
point
8
of view on
sessions
it.
deep on my fucking brat sleeve, and every time I tattoo him, I'm like, he fucking hates
No,
this.
dude.
And then at the end, he's like taking a bunch of pictures. He's like,
Mhm.
it's so good. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I think it comes
See you
from
next
of like
month.
not wanting to interrupt you. You know what I mean?
For sure. I mean,
like,
some
if I
people
don't
just
talk
zen
when you
out,
tattoo
too.
Me, it's because like I don't want to interrupt you. I want you to do your thing, do it to your best ability. You know. And then like you can ask her. There were times where I was like, even on my butt, I was like, "How's it looking?" She's like, "It's coming out cool, cool."
Yeah, right.
Went right back to listening to the podcast.
I feel
and
like
it's one of
it's-
those too, like where like granted before here I never really got like a lot of tattoos, but I always preferred putting on headphones and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
listening to music.
Straight
But
up.
And that's fine too. Like I was trying to say, some people just like literally have to be in their own head and they don't want to talk. Some people want you to talk them through it. Some people want to fucking watch TV or music or play fucking on their Switch. Like
I feel like this is a therapy session for a lot of people,
Oh,
and
so real.
and how that differs is crazy. You know, some people, like you just said, are quiet to themselves. Like today, my client just wanted to sit there and just like close her eyes and just get tattooed.
sometimes like a tattoo appointment is like the only genuine time that someone has to like sit and just do
nothing.
fucking nothing
You
and
are
be
forced
bothered
to
by
sit
no
there
one.
and do
Yes.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And-
they and
I also have that anxiety where I'm going to say some shit that's going to piss off whoever's tattooing me because I'm not a very appropriate person. I have a lot of inappropriate things that circle around in my head, and there's a lot of times where I'll say some shit and then like I'll just wait for the silence to die. Be like, oh great, now I've just made an enemy out of everyone in this room.
No, it's definitely, and then on the other hand, we have clients that are like, I want to talk to you the entire time we're working.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to walk away at any point because I'm going to talk to you this whole time, and that's cool too.
Yeah.
You know.
I try really, because, like, I have something on my Google Forms to, like, try to gauge, like, if somebody needs someone to, you know, talk them through their tattoo to keep them distracted.
What
But
Cheyenne
sometimes...
would you prefer on the day of your appointment? Chatty Cheyenne? Quiet
Right.
Cheyenne?
I did that same shit when I drove for Uber.
Yeah.
I had a list
Well, it
in the back of the
depends.
car,
Like,
"Do you wanna
sometimes I
talk
just
or
get in
no?"
the zone,
Like-
and it'll be, like, 45 minutes. I'm like, damn, I haven't said a word to my client in a minute. And then I just get awkward. And I'm like, what do I bring up now? It's too late. for
How you
all these
feeling?
questions. How you doing?
How about them Knicks?
Like,
Yeah.
lovely weather we're having.
Yeah.
They go to talk. Yeah, so hey, we're gonna start this, and I'm almost done. Give me 10 minutes.
Oh.
Terrible.
No, it's...
You just gotta come out of left field with something in those situations. Be like, the epidemic of unicorns that are plaguing the United States. What do you feel about that?
There are packs of rabid dogs
You don't
destroying our
chew
inner
big red,
cities.
then fuck you.
Yo.
No,
Well,
but,
great. That's gonna be locked in my head now for an hour.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
but yeah, I think you can tell right off the bat if you're gonna vibe with someone or not. And just take into account, like, do some research, do some Google reviews, you know, do your thing.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of things do you talk about with clients?
Oh,
Well,
Everything.
depends on how many times I've worked with my client.
sometimes not for me. Sometimes I meet my client that day. I know all of their children's names. I know what their last vacation was. I know everything about them. It
True.
depends.
Dude, it's weird how people open up when you start talking to them just normally through something. You just be like, oh, okay. You
Yeah,
just
it
start
goes back to
asking
the therapy
questions, and it
thing.
just starts-
Like, sometimes I'll sit and do a whole tattoo and I won't say a word.
yeah.
My client will just lay it all out. I'm like, pop off.
Honestly,
let it
I'm
out.
cool with that. Like, I love the distraction of hearing about other people's
Yeah.
stuff going on. And, you know, we both got to sit here, so we might as well just...
I mean,
All right, so
I have
I've
a
got
lot
a
of-
question.
Yeah.
What's the most out of left field shit that a client's ever done
Boom.
on that aspect? Like, have you
Like,
ever had
what they've talked about.
what they've talked about, touch the needle of their skin, they just start fucking crying because, like,
Yeah.
it is a therapy session, so all the emotions just fucking let go. Like, what's the most out of left field shit?
never loved me.
Like, I've had, like, memorial tattoos
I
and
never knew
stuff.
my father.
I've done, like, memorial tattoos where people have, like, talked about, okay, this is what the tattoo's for.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I did, like, a cover-up recently of someone's name, and I got the whole story on whose name that was, why we were covering it up, and I mean, I love that shit. It's cool.
Yeah, like you didn't have to tell me, but thank you.
Yeah.
I've always said that if I ever got someone's name tattooed on me and, like, something didn't work out, I would just have whoever just put void over
Yeah,
the top
there you
of
go.
it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a vibe.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just quick, easy, simple, like, I fucked up.
We don't talk about this.
I have a client that, like, consistently will be, like, a little bit flirty with me, and then, like, halfway through the session will be like, so do you ever get clients that make you feel uncomfortable? And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes. And he's always like, but not me, right? I never make you feel uncomfortable. I'm like,
But
yeah.
you do.
But you know what? Like, at the end of the day, he is, like, an absolute treat to talk to, so I just am like, yeah, okay.
I feel like it's like
Yeah, not
The
until
old
it
man
happens,
thing.
right?
It is an old man thing. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
old men are just naturally so flirty to frickin' younger girls.
Yeah.
No, it's a thing.
it's.
Yeah.
It's a real
it's
thing.
And it's
Strange.
not in a malicious
But like, I
or-
could definitely beat the shit out of that old man
Yeah.
if I need to. So.
Yeah. I'm literally taller than that client I was talking about, and I'm like 5'3".
Yeah, I was just thinking
What?
specifically about.
He's that short?
In-
He's
Instance-
shorty.
He's shorty. He's shoddy.
Shoddy. I was about
He's
to say,
shoddy.
he's
He's
shoddy, dude. What's
I don't know. Me and my clients talk about everything under the sun. It really depends.
Yeah. I
Like, have
mean,
you ever, have you
Sometimes
ever-
we just talk about literally nothing. Like, what are we even saying? I don't know. But that's just me in general.
Sometimes we'll just be like quoting TikTok sounds together.
Yeah, I've
cracking
definitely
up.
just like bounced back Vine quotes
Yeah.
with my clients
That's
for
so
a little
fun.
while.
I love that. Today, my client and I were talking about. she like unloaded like this terrible work day she had yesterday where someone actually died at her job.
Oh.
I was like sitting there, I was like, damn. I was like, let me tell you a cool story. That cruise ship I was on, there was a pedophile on there. True story. I didn't tell you guys.
Did you
that.
kill him?
No, he got
kill him.
arrested.
Boo!
Oh my god. Boo, pedophiles.
Boo.
Sorry.
pedophile, boo.
He got arrested when we got back to LA.
Oh,
Oh
period.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the like fucking SWAT team was there. We were all like trying to figure out what's going on. My uncle figured it out, sent me the article.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Just heard the fucking-
Moo.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounded like a moo.
Um,
Moo.
But yeah, I feel
Not
like
that
we talk
bad.
about literally anything
Yeah.
and everything.
What don't we talk about?
Yeah, for real. But
I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting for you to be like, yeah, this person was like, I was tattooing and they told me about their 4 murders.
Like, yeah.
hey, they probably
I
will.
mean, I feel like I've definitely had some clients confess some crimes, but nothing to that extent.
You know, like isn't it like the teardrop that you get when you kill someone? Or
Yeah.
is that when someone dies? I don't remember. I'm
It-
sure
it-
they've
you
told
get it-
stories about how they killed people to their tattoo artists.
It's supposed to be you get a teardrop for every person you've killed, and then there's also a different meaning for if the teardrop's not filled in.
Right.
Ah.
That was another one of those like documentary
That was before
videos that I
my
went
time.
down the rabbit hole on.
Oh yeah.
But you know something else? Side note that I wanted to talk about.
Sidebar.
Backtrack to being ladies in the industry
Segway.
and like self-marketing and like kind of our. I guess we don't really have that much of a gap between our time. It feels like you've been tattooing a lot longer than me. You've only been tattooing 2 years.
Internally, I am old.
On all levels
Same.
except physical, I am a wolf.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think I
But
have like 2 years on.
yeah,
maybe.
but you have like such a like all of your social media has a clear, distinct. I do this, whereas mine's just all over
Yeah.
the place. Not that you necessarily want that, but
Right, because, yeah, what we kind of talked about earlier, I have developed my glitter style since I was an apprentice, so I have just continued as time gone on. I do more and more fucking glitter to the point where I've had so many people in the last couple months, like, mention wanting to get tattooed by me, but not reaching out because they think that I only do glitter tattoos, and I don't. I just almost always do them because that's what people have been coming to me for. But it's almost kind of like boxed me in. I've been really wanting to almost
Branch
like
out.
Stop being
Get
good at
away.
your fucking job.
I know. I don't want to say get away from it because I love doing the glitter. Obviously, I'm not gonna just stop doing the glitter, but I just feel like
You wanna
I've spent so
freshen
much
it up.
time focusing on that, and like now I really have my technique like down when it comes to that stuff that I would really love to start branching out into some other stuff.
Mhm.
Not that I haven't, but like honestly, I feel like for like the last year, it's just been glitter on glitter on glitter on
you
glitter.
could almost like
And then like an occasional black and gray sleeve.
yeah, right. You could almost do. I think her name's Amanda Graves. Is she the other
Yeah.
like really famous glitter artist? She has started introducing like realism into her glitter tattoos.
Right, but like not that.
I know you don't do realism, but I'm just saying in regards to like almost introducing different styles in
Yeah.
with the glitter, so people can see. Oh, well, she can do this too. She can do illustrative as well. She can do black and gray, soft black and gray as well, and like start integrating it
Yeah,
in.
black and gray glitter would probably go hard as fuck.
I
Have
lo-
you not seen her
I
shit?
haven't.
She does
I
black
didn't
and
see
gray
the black
glitter.
and gray. No.
Hi.
Don't
Got
do it
so
all.
loud.
It just got so loud.
That
I
was, I'm gonna
actually
talk
love
shit
doing
about you
black
in
and
the
gray
group chat
glitter.
energy.
How do you think you might evolve your style? Keep it fresh.
Oh.
Freaky fresh. I don't know. I'm trying to figure
Trying to
that
do
out.
that
I don't
now,
know.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I have a lot of stuff like drawn up on my iPad and a lot of ideas, but we've just been like a little crazy busy conventions, and I just moved and all that other shit, and I'm slowly getting there, but just been trying to draw weird shit, I
Yeah.
guess.
I feel like sometimes when you want to switch things up, you have to make like a little bit of some sacrificing. Like, I put out some designs recently of like new styles that I want to start going into, and like the client that I did one of those pieces on, I did like portfolio pricing for because I wanted to really push that style. So yeah, maybe a little bit cheaper of a tattoo gets them in, so then I have the opportunity to do that tattoo, and then I can start promoting that style and stuff. I know that's something a lot of artists have done. Actually,
That's kind of what I did with my glitter for a while there. Like, I did my glitter a little cheaper than I would normally, just so that I could practice and try different techniques and use different needles and see what worked and what didn't.
I feel like you're established enough as an artist, though, that if some of your clients are like, hey, yeah, I've been wanting to do this, just be like, girl, I got you.
Yeah, definitely. I think at this point in my career, I don't really know that there's a side. I mean, no, I've done realism. Not necessarily wanted to, but I feel like I've done a little bit of everything enough. Maybe just, like you said, my social media says otherwise. I need to be better about posting things that aren't glitter, but, like, I just always do glitter, so.
Right. Yeah,
it's like a needle in a haystack of my Instagram of a piece that doesn't have glitter in it.
Yeah, we brought this up in general because the tattoo artist I had gone to recently, a friend of mine, she specifically wants to do neo-traditional, but she apprenticed in a black and gray realism shop. Everyone goes to her for black and gray realism. Her entire social media is black and gray realism. I was like, girl, how are you gonna get people in for neo if you don't post any neo stuff?
Yeah.
You could always pin the
Right.
non-glitter
True.
stuff to the top.
Yeah.
True.
This
And then
is
just
true.
cycle them out like every month.
Yeah, I know Jordan was giving me shit one day because I was telling him about how I, like, want to do more than just glitter tattoos all the time. And he's like, then I made, like, a Chicago thing, like, for my Instagram with a bunch of different tattoos saying, oh, I'll be at the Chicago convention. Every single one of them had glitter. He's like, this is why everyone thinks you only do glitter.
Well,
I'm like, these are all my best tattoos. What do you want from me?
You can't fault yourself for knowing, like, how to market yourself, and you know, like, hey, this is something unique that I do, so if you want your shit to sell, you know.
So basically, long story short, if you want a tattoo that's glitter, hit me up. If you want one that's not glitter, hit me up extra.
Yeah, I feel like I have not, like, I cannot figure out what style I want to stick in. I love doing realism. I love doing illustrative. But
I don't think you really have to. Don't put yourself in a box.
I know. I think
Do it all.
Yeah, where I was going with that was just like hearing from you and hearing from my fellow friend artist.
Don't put yourself in a glitter box.
Yeah, I think keeping myself versatile
It's
is
very
just
messy.
like and then I get to do a little bit of everything I like
Yeah.
to do, you know. And it sucks though because like you see on social media like all the most popular social media artists all do just something so distinct, you know, and it's like that's what they're recognized for. And when you're versatile, you just don't really have that option. But at the end of the day, like I don't really care if I'm social media famous. I want to do something that makes me happy. If I get burnt out easily, which I do, I don't want to do the same shit forever.
Yeah.
Even our guest artist, Alex, he was saying that he switches up what he does like every 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So this most recent 4 or 5 years, he's been doing what he's blown up for on
The
social media.
traditional
But
weed shit.
yeah, he's done neo-trad, he's done realism, he's like done all this stuff, and he switches it up every few years
For sure.
because he gets tired of it too. But he's
well, that's
got
where I'm at. I'm at my 4 years.
Yeah. He's
I'm
got-
tired of these, Grandpa.
Let's do that. But
You keep tattooing.
I know. I feel
Always
like
that,
it was really
always
interesting
that.
hearing from like more established artists for like the past few days, hearing how they're getting burnt out doing only one style. And I'm like, I guess I should stop complaining about not really having figured out a distinct style. Even our artist here, Britton, he's like, I want to do less realism. And it's like, that's all over your social media, my dude.
Yeah.
You
You're so
have
good.
so much realism. And his stuff's good, and people keep coming to him because it's good. But, yeah, it's kind of hard. I feel
It's just good for the brain, I feel like, too, to, like, mix it up every once in a while, because I feel like it's pretty easy to get a little stagnant when you're, like, doing the same exact thing all the time.
Yeah.
Or to, like, lose, I guess, the creativity a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely do. You definitely do. It's coming from a producer standpoint. Like if I wanted to get into producing for one style of music, Then I ended up completely doing the opposite style. And then lived in there for like X amount of years, and then had to study a whole bunch of rap music so I could learn how to make it. And then I got into that for a hot minute, and then I got out of it and was like, I'm going back to hard style. Then
I'm not gonna lie though, it was really fun watching all like the ups and downs of you going through your different musical styles, because I got some really fun music out of it.
So like,
Well, that's the thing too. Like you
just
might
learned it
try
all.
something you've never tried before and be like, wait, I actually really fuck with this.
Right.
And you'll never know unless you fucking branch out.
you have to. You
Give
kind
it
of
a
have
go.
to.
Definitely.
Because you will stay stagnant if you don't. That's the issue. And then, like you said, you'll lose creativity. Eventually you'll be like, I don't really want to do this. You know, been there.
Yeah. But
I'm keeping that thought locked up in the brain.
Lock that one up, throw away the key.
well, was there anything else? Any other tips and advice for newcomers?
Fuck bitches, get money.
Yeah.
No. No. Any other green,
Fuck money,
red
get
flags?
bitches.
Fuck money, get bitches.
Yeah, dude. All day.
Slay. At the end of the
Just
day,
kidding.
like,
Paper cuts, the fucking
in all
paper.
regards to finding a place to apprentice, to finding an artist, to... Did I say apprentice? Place to apprentice. Oh my god.
You almost had the whistle.
Oh my god.
Apprentice.
Switching up your style, whatever, in all those regards. Do your research. Find your vibe.
Google it, Martha.
Meet people.
And networking, really.
Yeah, seriously.
Networking is a big one,
Yeah.
for sure.
Especially for artists, if you're going into the industry. It takes knowing someone to help you out, for sure.
Yeah, you can't be scared either. You gotta just be like, fucking, hey, my name is Boom.
Mhm.
What's up, dude? I want to learn this. Teach me.
I know a lot of, like, even what you were saying before, just, like, going and getting tattooed in the shop that you really want to be in, getting to know all the artists, and, like, you're going to stand out way more.
Dude, the first time I walked into Bluebird, I was 18. I got my first tattoo ever. And I literally looked at my mom and I was like, I'm going to work here one day. This place is cool. And then for some reason I didn't come here first. Actually, well, it was because I got offered a job.
The first time I walked into Bluebird, I was in a car seat. And there was a koi fish pond in the center of the
Yeah,
shop.
I wasn't here
Yo.
during that era, or if I was, I don't
So
remember.
wild.
But I think I would remember a entire koi fish pond. If it was as extreme
no,
as
that
everyone
was-
like,
yeah, that was
said it was,
way
I don't
before.
remember.
Can we
that.
petition
Yeah.
to bring it back?
No.
Health department says no.
Oh, that's upsetting.
But
If we can't have a shop snake, we can't have a shop
Fuck
koi.
the Fed boys.
Yeah. Yeah. For real, though. Who do we got to get in our pocket to get a koi fish pond in this fucking building? Who?
We could just paint fish on the
We
floor
gotta
and
revert
pretend.
back to like the early 2000s like tween TV shows where like you gotta just push a button and it just sinks into the floor.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Shark Boy and Lava Girl this
Put it away.
shit.
It's the Bobo.
What fish? Where?
it's the health inspector. Shit.
Hey Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today.
That's crazy. They just let a koi fish pond in here.
Well, it was in here when the shop opened originally, it was just straight up desks, like a table, like a counter on each side of the shop.
Wow.
And so there was a lot more space. There really wasn't like a lobby area. It was all carpet.
Oh
in
God.
here. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Thank God that's out.
God bless.
That's so
That's
bad.
an early 2000s thing, okay?
That would have been crazy to get that carpet clean and see the water.
Yeah,
after.
red flag if you go into a shop and there's
Yeah, there you
carpet.
go. That's one right there, too.
Not really, okay. Not really,
It's
but
like putting carpet in a
In
bathroom.
2025.
yes.
Yes.
In 2025, you go into a shop and there's carpet, red flag.
Should be worried. Should be worried.
8 red
We're
flags.
not trying to diss
if I dare
our
say so
shop.
That was just
from
a tip for all our
2003.
non-time travelers out there that want to go back to the early 2000s. It was very normal for carpet.
Carpet walls, carpet ceilings,
Yo.
carpet toilets.
Hey, man, if there's carpet in a bathroom, I might not mind. At least my feet won't be cold when I'm pooping.
You want to talk about what that water is going to look like after you clean it?
Yeah. It would be terrible.
Could you imagine if the pipes burst in that bathroom?
Oh, it would be terrible.
Yummer.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Like, yeah, so we're just gonna rip that carpet out.
Let's just burn the whole house down.
Yeah, we'll start over.
All right, Bluebird fam. Do we have anything?
Balls, fam.
No. Any other last comments?
Parting sentiments.
Yes, parting sentiments.
Nah, fam.
Today,
See you next
today
time.
felt like a long one.
It
Yeah.
did.
We were
It
kind of
did.
going on tangents.
A little bit.
Fuck these other
Damn!
bitches.
I told
It's
you.
just us from now on.
Sorry, Britton.
It'll just be
Sorry,
Haley and
Jordan.
Cheyenne
I
for
told
the
you, it goes by
foreseeable
fast. We used to
future.
do 3-hour podcasts.
Yeah, dude.
Crazy.
If you get into it, if you let everyone get into it, man,
Yeah.
fuck.
It also didn't help that we were all constantly doing drugs and drinking
Oh,
while we were
yeah.
doing the
That
podcast.
was-
Not this
Yeah,
podcast.
that
I'm
was a
just
real
drinking
thing.
my Taco Bell Pepsi.
I drink a
all.
Webble. It's fun when you get into tangents, though. But you know,
You have to. You have
it's
to break
kind
it up.
of hard to keep some
Oh,
organization.
quick final tangent, not for this podcast, but for the one that we used to do. Guess who finally got back to me and wanted to sponsor us?
Who?
Fucking Malort.
Peace, my lord,
My lord.
My lord.
Pick 3, my lord.
Well,
my lord.
yeah,
I
pick,
know.
pick 3, my lord.
three,
And he
my
holds
lord.
2 up. He
Pickles.
holds 2.
Oh my God, I
Underrated
forgot about Lord
character.
Pickles. You should bring him
Lord
back for
Pickles.
Ohio. You need to bring Lord Pickles to Cincy.
Yo. Who is Lord
Oh my
Pickles?
god.
Lord Pickles.
Check back in for the update.
on
on
Lord Pickles' time in Cincinnati.
Lord Pickles will be in the next podcast episode, so everyone can meet him.
Yes.
Is he a
Before
lizard?
Cincy, and then we'll meet him
Before
again
Cincy, yeah.
after Cincy.
He's kind of our
mascot.
our convention.
He's our
mascot.
Ohio convention
Word.
mascot.
Word, okay.
He's an otter.
Do you still
with-
have his pickle socks? Because if
Yeah.
not, I have mine still.
Yeah, no, he's got his pickle socks and his
Pickle
bluebird tank
socks.
top,
Oh,
yes.
shit.
and he's an otter. So,
Oh.
Puriana Grande.
so we'll be seeing him in the next podcast if I remember.
Word.
Yeah.
Word, I'm in.
He'll be our other co-host.
Period.
Do not forget to check the link tree to subscribe to the YouTube for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
What he said.
And
Whoop.
also follow our other socials at Instagram and Twitch. And we also have a Kick.
Yeah, all those.
Kick.
Go follow us too.
Yeah, dude.
not that Kick.
Human
It's
wise.
K-I-C-K, not K-I-K.
Yeah.
I get KIK trauma.
Yeah, I think everybody
I think
does.
every millennial does.
we are all in that shit.
Peace.
Peace out, y'all.
Love y'all.
See ya.
Bye.
you.